Well, some people think that being a director is a very easy job, but little do they know that being a director is actually very much difficult than being an actor, because behind a great actor, there is a great director. Hello and welcome everyone to The Viewpoint. I'm Anshil and I welcome you to this segment of entertainment this week. We have today with us Mr. Somnath Sen, a renowned Indian filmmaker, a lyricist, writer, former dean at academic affiliations at Whistling Woods International, and a former faculty at the prestigious FTII Pune. Tell me something about your, childhood, your birthplace, education, and why did you choose filmmaking as your profession?
Okay, I don't think I chose filmmaking as a profession. Filmmaking chose me.
Okay, sir.
So I come from a very middle-class Bengali household. I grew up in Delhi. I was born in Kolkata, but I was raised in Delhi. And like any typical Bengali household, the house was full of song, Ravindra Sangeet. I used to write for our school magazine. I learned how to paint and draw, everything that a Bengali child is forced to do. So I play the tabla, I play the Hawaiian guitar, I play the Spanish guitar also. So basically, that was how I grew up. And then, come class 12, I had no idea what I wanted to do, like most 18-year-olds. Bhed ki chaal mein, I had two options. You won't understand this because your generation you have so many opportunities. You're so lucky. Our generation, we didn't have so many. For a middle-class kid, and I don't blame my parents, they want us to have a good life. They want us to have a good earning. So I had two choices, engineering or medicine. I faint at the sight of blood, so I had one choice, engineering. Like I said, Bhed ki chaal mein, I went to wherever I got admission, Baroda, Maharaja Sayajirao University. I did a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. I don't remember too much from my engineering school because I was doing plays, I was playing in a band, I was playing football for my university, I was a captain of my college football team, I was in elocutions, I was part of the editorial team of our magazine, university magazine. So all of these things I did instead of going to class, and I don't encourage that to students. But again, I still didn't know what a mechanical engineer does. So I was at home, and my sister's a filmmaker. She said, "Why don't you carry lights? Baap ke hotel mein kha raha hai. So carry my lights for me, and you'll make some money." And I actually fell in love with filmmaking. And then I realized all these inputs I'd had, learning the musical atmosphere at home. हमारी दिल्ली से एक स्टारडस्ट एक फिल्म फेयर कभी नहीं आया था. Cinema was never an option for most typically Bengali middle class people. But there was music at home. Like I said, I played the guitar, I played the tabla. Then I started taking part in plays. I used to write. All of these are skills you need to be a filmmaker. And these came to me. It's not like I went out seeking to be a director and this is what I need, this is what I need. It was just something I was doing already. So I met this amazing gentleman, Sameer Chaudhary, who was a great music director called Salil Chaudhary, his brother. He was directing a TV series, and because it was based on a Bengali book by Asha Purna Devi, who was a Gyanpith Award winner, my parents allowed me to work in that. And like I said, I fell in love. He encouraged me to get into filmmaking, and here I am.
Sir, I somewhere read that you did your bachelor's in mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Then your master's in computer-aided design. I think that was a very big thing at that time.
It was.
And so then you switched to filmmaking from the University of Southern California. So
Yes.
how was your experience there?
So, as I said, the mechanical engineering I did because, I was Bhed ki chaal. I didn't know what a mechanical engineer did even. The master's I did because, for one thing, a lot of my contemporaries, my seniors, they went to the US. So all of us were in that atmosphere, environment where everyone's applying and what is a good university, etc. And when I decided to be a filmmaker, my sister said, Bhai, no one can teach you the art of filmmaking. It has to come from inside. You can only learn the craft. And if you want to learn the craft, go to Hollywood. So I got a scholarship, full scholarship for Arizona State University for my CAD/CAM course. So she said, go, and then transfer to film school. So I ended up finishing my master's in CAD/CAM. And then, so it's not that I decided to be a filmmaker after that. I always intended, even when I went to the US, the intention was to be a filmmaker. USC is one of the top film schools in the US, and very difficult to get in, so I applied 4 times. And that's how I ended up finishing my master's in Master of Science in CAD CAM. And then I went to film school.
My second question to you, sir, that in your initial years of your career, did you face any kind of challenges and struggles? And people also say that there's a lot of nepotism in the film industry. And how much do you agree about it?
Look, first of all, is there struggle? Of course. In fact, I was a struggler. So anybody who shows up there and wants to work in the movies is called a struggler. But I don't know if you were in the auditorium. Those were some of the best years of my life, struggling. You know, एक हमारी कॉम बन जाती है, एक बिरादरी बन जाती है of strugglers, and we help each other out. So yes, it was difficult because money wasn't there, but 4 or 5 of us would share a room. एक रोटी होती थी तो 4 खा लेते थे. So it was a lot of fun because you were in the environment of cinema. Right. So the struggle didn't bother me. Talking about nepotism, if you think about it, suppose 2 people are doctors. Okay. They have a child. The child grows up in a house full of doctors. What is their conversation about? You know, I had a very interesting case today. मैंने ये surgery करी. So आधी medicine तो बच्चा वैसे ही सीख जाता है. Correct. The film industry, and trust me, you know, the cream rises to the top.
Absolutely.
Just because you are somebody's child doesn't mean you get a free pass. I don't want to name names, but you know, there are a lot of people, big stars as kids who never made it. So, you know, I used to work at Whistling Woods, and Mr. Subhash Ghai, like my guru, he knew everybody. Everybody came from Amir Khan to Shah Rukh Khan to Farhan Akhtar. But I was only excited one time when Narayan Murthy came, because I really admire what he did. So he said something very interesting. After he told us that the first date he had with Mrs. Sudha Murthy was to watch a Subhash Ghai film. He said the film industry is an amazing place. Okay, it really recognizes talent. And second, it is a very secular place.
The film industry.
The film industry, the Bombay film industry, Chennai film industry. जब भी रमज़ान होते हैं, all the Muslim staff, they get a break. इफ्तारी set पे होती है. So that kind of bigotry is not there. So if Narayan Murthy feels that way, then who am I to say? So nepotism, जहाँ तक है, yes. कहते हैं ना, जैसे say 5 of us are running, किसी को 10 yard का handicap मिल जाता है, 10 yard का handicap. But अगर if he can't run fast, if he's not strong, what's he going to do with that 10 yards or 10 feet?
Yes.
Right. So, like I said, like most people, many people go into the profession of their parents. I've got a company, you know, Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani, what are they doing? It's nepotism. Will you call it nepotism? We don't. Right. A lawyer's son will have the benefit of being a lawyer because it's a lot of who you know. It is a lot of who you know. Doctors is kids. So it is natural that अगर आप किसी माहौल में बढ़ रहे हैं, पल रहे बढ़ रहे हैं, so that is what you know best. The second thing is, you know, before film schools came along, all the learning was through apprenticeship. ठीक है ना, आपको carpenter बनना है, you go apprentice with a carpenter. आपको electrician बनना है, you want to do whatever you want. So cinema, how did you learn to make films? You became an assistant to somebody. Now I'm in the film industry. My kid is growing up. All my friends are from the film industry. I know, sir, आपका नाम क्या है? Rajiv. I know Rajiv is a great director. Rajiv is मेरे मित्र हैं. My son wants to do something. या बिगड़ रहा है लड़का. मैं कहा राजीव, यार मेरे बच्चे को संभाल लो आप. ठीक है ना? So they get these opportunities to Ranveer Kapoor, for example. He was assisting Sanjay Leela Bhansali. Absolutely, and so was Sonam Kapoor, right? Savariya was his film. I think before that he was assisting. ऐसी बहुत कहानी है, जैसे महेश भट्ट, he was an assistant. ठीक है. Before that his guru Raj Khosla was an assistant to Gurudutt. So Gurudutt's assistant was Raj Khosla's assistant was Mahesh Bhatt. When Mahesh Bhatt was looking for assistance, Raj Khosla's son became his assistant.
So the lineage goes like
Lineage goes like this. So, you know, we're never happy. We find reasons to complain. But nepotism is not something that
no, it's always the discussion for the middle class now that don't go into this film industry. It's full of nepotism and politics. It's something we can't, escape out of it.
you can't. But, you know,
But I know that ability is the thing which will always come
ultimately,
above nepotism.
ultimately. जब चंद फिल्में बनती थी and the stars had such auras, right? At that time it was very difficult. Nepotism was a big deal. But today there are so many avenues, there's so many OTT platforms. Plus you don't have to be a film star to have a social presence. Social media has done that for you, right? So there are many opportunities if we want to be famous, rich and famous. Cinema is just another way of doing it.
My third question to you is that this is a very serious one. For example, a student has a number of ideas coming into his mind on a daily basis, and what if he sticks to one and wants to make a web series out of it or a film out of it? But being a student has some challenges of his own. That is, he neither has funds nor he has some connections in the industry. So, what should be his approach? Then, how can he convert his idea into a reality?
Well, Alokji said today everything is on social media, right? I remember taking my show reel, VHS tape, and jute khista tha main Bombay. I would go meet directors, I'd go meet cameramen. You don't need to do that. You can sit in Dehradun, and there's a reason we don't give students a lot of money and a lot of facilities. अगर मैं आपको 5 crore दे दूं and I give you the top of the line camera, you can make a film. But the point is, can you make a film with that Alpha A4, A7 camera and no crew? A lot of people have done that. In fact, if you see some of my films, half my family is in it because I make low budget films. So, one thing, ये तो तुम कागज पे लिख के रख लो कि a good story will always be welcome. The story is the beginning. If you have a good pitch, if you have a good story, you're going to make it. How do you get it to people? You have to be careful about it not being stolen. But again, create a social media presence. Create a social media presence, tap into people, network. And somebody was saying, in film school, they teach you how to make very good films. Then they kick you out. They don't teach you about marketing yourself. They don't teach you about selling your film. They don't teach you about the commerce. Art hai. The problem with cinema being art is it's also business. And the problem with cinema being business is that it's also art. So it's this unique combination. But you, as somebody who has talent and skills, need to let other people know that. घर पे बैठे रहोगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा.
So my fourth and last question to you is that for an aspiring actor, what should he join? Should he join a web series or should he, go into films for the financial security of his career? I mean, do the web series pay you well or do the films pay you well?
Okay, the standard answer to that is no. The standard answer to that is why you worried about money. But the fact is, you have to feed yourself.
Yes.
Correct. But having said that, I would still say, if you train yourself, and I would never recommend for anybody to do anything without getting training. I wouldn't let you operate on my brain just because you watch 10 YouTube videos, right? जैसे वो कहता था ना रैंचो, क्या पैसे हाथ धो के कामयाबी हाथ धो के तुम्हारा पीछा करेगी. Do theatre. If you want to hone your skills, do theatre first of all.
I remember Mr. Nasruddin Shah once said that he doesn't feel lethargic after 8 hours of theatre, but he feels lethargic even after 2 hours of filmmaking. So he says that theatre is another level, another thing, another experience for him. I mean, theatre is something which no filmmaker, no film-going people can match. Theatre has that power.
He means it.
Yes.
He makes money in film and he spends it on theatre.
So he has one of his own, I think.
Motley Crew. And it is, I think, 30 years old. Him and Benjamin Gilani started it. Point is, in theatre, you get immediate feedback. Right? एक किरदार 3 घंटे का play है. You get into character, you stay in that character. What happens in film? Artist on set, you run, you emote, then you go away. Then you come back, you pick up where you left off. In theatre, you can actually get into the character. There's a lot of good things, beautiful things about theatre. That's why I'm saying, start backstage with theatre. But if you want to be a good actor, then you have to absolutely do theatre. And don't worry about OTT and films and money. That'll come. That'll come. Okay?
So I think my 4 questions are not enough to give justice to Mr. Sen's decades-long experience in the film industry. I wish Mr. Sen a lot of success for his future endeavors and projects in the film industry. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today at UPES.
Thank you, Vita. Thank
Come
you.
join us this week for another interesting topic in the segment Entertainment This Week. Till then, stay engaged and stay truthful. And always remember, any director can become an actor, but not any actor can become a director. Thank you. This was Anshil Rubey and you're watching The Viewpoint. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.